And we're live.
So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Club of the Year and the Best New Member National Final for 2020. So first of all, I'd like to begin by just introducing myself. So I'm Jamie Flannery from Carrigaline Macra in Shandoon, and I'll be your MC for the night. I'd also like to introduce all of our Club of the Year judges. So we have James Healy, who's a past president. We also have Breda Maher, who's a former training and development officer, and Eileen Kelly, who's the Rural Clubs and volunteer coordinator for Youth Work Ireland in the Midlands. I'd like to thank them all for just giving up their time. And of course, thanks to our best new member judges, Sean Feenan and Alison Holmes, who gave up their morning by putting our 12 best new members through their paces during their interviews this morning. So I would also like to let you all know that we have a special message from two very special guests for the competitors later on in the show. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Macra na Feirme National President Thomas Duffy just to say a few words before we begin tonight's Club of the Year and Best New Member National Final 2020.
Thanks very much, Jamie. And I suppose it's great to be here virtually. Unfortunately, as we all know, we would much rather be down in Kerry this weekend enjoying our national rally. But unfortunately, COVID has put a kibosh on that. So we'll have to celebrate however we can, remotely, virtually, as that may be. And then when we get the opportunity, hopefully in the future, we'll be able to celebrate in person with the incredible participants here tonight, both in the Club of the Year competition, but also the Best New Member. I suppose just a quick note on both of those about the importance of our competition. One, I'd like to say a huge well done for everyone who entered and that took the time to produce the video that many of us have seen and who went through the interview stage. It's wonderful to see, and this year, which is such a difficult year for so many clubs, people taking the time to be involved in the competition and both of the competitions. I would also just like to say, especially this year, that the huge effort that clubs, both in this competition but throughout the entire organisation, have made to try and include people has been absolutely astronomical and has been very important overall to a huge number of people's physical and mental well-being. And I think we can't underestimate the value of the support network that is Macra na Feirme right now in the middle of a global pandemic. People who do not have that are experiencing such hardship. The only note I would say as well to anyone watching this and to all the clubs in general is that at this time, obviously with the return to level 5, everyone should be trying to make the time to reach out to each other to make sure that everyone is doing okay. And if you're not doing okay, to reach out further to the appropriate services as you need them. There's absolutely no shame in this. Everyone is finding it difficult. And that's really important. I'd just like to say, in terms of the Best New Member, we have an incredible panel of people who have put themselves forward and have been put forward in many cases. These are the really enthusiastic, energetic lifeblood of Macra na Feirme, those new members who come in and really stir things up. We're a modern, young organisation, and it's always great to see new people getting involved and bringing new ideas to the table. So just again, huge well done to both groups. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas. That was brilliant. So now we're going to start with the Club of the Year presentations. So as Thomas mentioned there, the clubs have been very busy over the past few weeks compiling a video of their club and their best years and why they should be crowned Club of the Year for 2020. So all of these videos can be found on the Macra na Feirme Facebook page. So each club will now have 2 minutes to present a photo to us that best describes their club. So there's a strict 2 minutes on this, and as Lisa mentioned, she will make a noise 10 seconds beforehand and you'll have to finish up. So without further ado, I'm just going to introduce each club and speaker, and I'm just going to start in alphabetical order with Ahana. So John Lynch is going to begin, and once you're ready there, John, your 2 minutes will begin there.
Hi everyone, I'd just like to start by introducing myself. I'm John Lynch, the proud chair of Ahina Macra, which is situated in Muskerry region and was founded in 2011. We have members from the Ahina parish and also from surrounding parishes. I'll just give you a brief run through some of our highlights from the year. So starting with sport, we were lucky to pull off the double in seven-a-side football, and it was also back-to-back titles for our women's team. We also did the regional double in soccer and participated in all sporting events. Sport's very big in our club as we get a lot of new members from it, and we had 12 new members participating this year. Moving on to agriculture, we had a farm walk in Johnny Lynch's Macrew Mozzarella Buffalo Farm, which was something very different and enjoyable for our members. In public speaking, we reached the final of impromptu team public speaking and had our first senior debating team, which also involved a new member, and very enjoyable. We had our first drama team, which was very special for the club as it was written and directed by one of our very own members. We also, in titles, had members in the national round of Queen of the Land, and one of our members came second in the Miss Mocker. Personally, I was very fortunate to win the regional and county round of Mr. P, and we all get great support from our members in Indies. We also had a dinner dance back in February as kind of preparation for hopefully a 10-year anniversary next year. And one of our main events is our 5K fun run and our neighbour evening. The money from this year we were able to donate to our the 3 schools within the parish, and it made a big difference to them. And it was great. They got sports, art supplies and stuff like that. And so I suppose the main thing why we should be club leaders, we think that we're a small club who like to get our members involved and enjoy Macra and help the community. We feel it doesn't matter how big or small your club is, once you're able to make a difference in the lives of your members and of the lives of people in the community. And that's something which we strive for every time we have a chance. So thank you very much.
Thank you, John, for that. So we're going to move on to our second club, which is Athboy, and Declan Murray is going to speak on behalf of Athboy club.
Hey everybody, so I'm Declan Murray. I was the chair of Athboy Mocker in this past year. We'll use this prop that we have here, a photo, and for me, this encapsulates everything that is Athboy Mocker in one picture. It doesn't have everybody, but you can see the bunch of natural smiles there, and that for me is what Athboy Mocker is about. Caught natural, not fake, not posed. You have like Eamon there front and centre in a sparkly red t-shirt, caught with a natural smile. You have Raj that has come back. It doesn't matter if you're a new member or a returning member. Raj had been away for a couple of years. He came from Liverpool and got stuck straight back in. We have a couple of new members there, Katie and Nicole, that were their first times competing in shows like that. And then you have like the likes of our helpers there on the side, that people that give selflessly to help us. And that's not just capers, like we love capers, but we get strongly involved in debating, in stock judging and stuff like that, and people help to have more experience, the lesser our kind of newer members. I suppose right now we'd be knee deep in our preparation for things like that, but we didn't let our time go to waste this year. At the start of the year, we had people getting involved in for the first time in debating. We had like community involvement with our county council, where we would go as a contact for a few of our contacts in the club. We'd help some of the more kind of vulnerable or elderly people in our community with the coming of COVID. And for me, it might sound a bit cliche, but our Mocker is more than just a club. It's a meeting place for friends and people that we encourage new members to get involved. You know, all of us live in kind of rural settings, so we all kind of give each other a dig out. We go pick each other up because we've all been there. It becomes part of a routine for people, and that's what it was. That's what we're missing this year, and it became a good distraction. And again, with the coming of COVID, we kind of try to adapt and overcome. We did things virtually, you know, and we try to keep everybody keep them happy and keep them distracted as best we can. We have Ellen hugely proud and excited to be here representing, but Ellen Farnan, one of our new members, and she's in for new member of the year, which is immense. People like that just come in and get stuck in. That's what keeps the wheels rolling in the club like this. And again, we have to keep new members coming in. That's what we strive to do. So yeah, hugely proud moment for me to be here. And again, I speak for the club when I say this photo encapsulates everything about Apoy Marker. Just everybody together, everybody happy, and every smile, keeping the club going. So yeah, thanks, and thanks for having me.
Thanks a million, Declan. So now we're going to move on to Callan Macra, and Owen Kennedy is going to showcase Callan Macra for us.
Good evening. My name is Owen Kennedy and I'm a proud member of Callan Macra. The photo you see on screen was taken at last year's club Christmas party, where we celebrated our Club of the Year success in 2019. But we did not choose this photo because it represents a certain celebration or accolade. We chose it because it represents exactly what our club is all about, our members. As you can see from the photo, each of our members are different. They come from different backgrounds, have different interests, and as a result, make their own unique contribution to our club. And as our members are at the heart of everything we do in Callan Macra, we have 4 core values. Firstly, every member is given the confidence not to be anybody but themselves. There is a place for everyone in our club. Every voice is heard and every opinion is respected. Secondly, no member misses out. If somebody wants to participate in an activity or go to an event, we find a way to make it happen. Thirdly, each member is given the opportunity to develop by joining our club. We encourage all members to try something new, however big or small it may be, and we take pride in seeing them grow in confidence as a result. And finally, but most importantly, every member enjoys themselves. Fun is at the heart of everything we do in the club. I believe the Callan Macra would be deserving winners of the 2020 Club of the Year title because we live these 4 values, and doing so has led to wonderful things. Our Macra Hall redevelopment, engaging with our community, and growing our club membership to where it is today are just some of our main achievements in the last year. With our blend of both enthusiastic young members and more experienced long-standing members, and the different attributes each and every one brings to the club, I've no doubt that Callan Macra will continue to be the vibrant club it is today for many years to come. And we will continue to have great fun along the way. Thank you very much.
Thanks a million, Owen, for that. So now I'm going to go to Carrigalan Macra, and Rebecca Tierney is going to showcase what their club has to offer.
Evening all, Rebecca Tierney, Carrigalan chairperson here. Normally, a picture speaks 1,000 words, but just like 2020 in general, this photo is not normal for us. It can't begin to explain the year we had in Carrigalan Macra, in the club, with our community, the county, and nationally. Back in May of 2019, we hit the ground running with local shows. We toured the county with the lovely exchanges, club training in September, and where we all should be this weekend at the rally in Tralee. That was one hell of a weekend for us. Friends made, memories created, and our first national title for Carrigalan. An excellent idea from the Rural Youth Committee in the calendar, something we kept in mind for all our events. Mind Our Men was one of those, a brilliant evening full of laughs, but also a worthy information for men to check themselves as we discussed testicular cancer. That same evening, we heard from SOSAD and a fellow Macra member in relation to mental health issues, a topic we should all talk about very openly, particularly in these difficult times. So echoing Thomas Duffy's words there this evening, reach out, lift the phone, a quick text, but never be alone. We started December then with a bang, men and women all heading to Dublin to chance our arm at soccer. And as always though, the women came out on top with a second national title for Carrigalan. In December, a great turnout at our vehicle run and a great amount of money raised for worthy causes. Only part of the funds raised for the club and the charities. Ladies hamper night, pool competition, Mr. and Mrs., a quiz, and an unusual auction, all helping towards those funds. Unusual times struck in March, but not unusually, Carrigaline rose to the challenge. Thinking outside the box, we wanted to help in any way we could. We promoted farm safety with a kids' colouring competition, positive thoughts with the Wall of Hope, aided those frontline workers with the donation of baby monitors. All of these memories, and that's only picking a handful. I'd be fairly confident if you asked any Carrigaline Macra, you'd get a wide selection of more memories. This club is like a family, and like all other families at the moment, we need to stay apart, but we are glad to have these memories to keep our spirits high, and that's only part of the reason why we should ring Club of the Year 2020. Thank you.
Thanks a million for that, Rebecca. So now we're going to go over to Castlebar, Macra and Ferma, and Ronan Walsh is going to showcase what their club has to offer.
Thanks, Jamie. Good evening, folks. My name is Ronan Walsh, and I'm proud to represent my club, Castlebar Macra, and Mayo Macra here tonight at the Macra and Ferma Club of the Year Finals 2020 in a very different format this year. Our club has a great time during this Macra calendar year, with going on social nights out of the club during the pre-COVID, having great crack as a club, attending organised events pre and during COVID, and organising events as a club, etc., etc. This picture here, which you can see, is from the time during lockdown in March until the restrictions started to lift in May. When lockdown hit, as a club, we got together on a Zoom call one night and devised a plan to organise online events to cheer up people and to have the crack and keep in touch no matter what county our members or friends are in. As a club, in conjunction with the county, we organised Zoom nights to keep all entertained. We organised a film night, which we had people from Cadans coming to watch the film. We organised a virtual darts night, a virtual race night, and a father quiz, which raised money for Mayo Mental Health. We also had a few Zoom parties, which we all enjoyed, and a few that ran into the small wee hours of the next morning. When we knew that the going gets tough, the tough was going gets going, but we managed. Anyone who were on our Zoom nights we organised enjoyed it and let positive feedback. Lockdown has taught us a few things in Macra. Look out for each other as friends, even if it's just pick up the phone or text message, make sure everyone's okay, and make sure family is okay. Thanks very much.
Thanks a million, Ronan. So now we're going to go down to Clonakilty Macra in Cork, and Ciara O'Donovan is going to showcase what Clonakilty has on offer.
Thanks, Jamie. This photo was taken last year by Club Pierrot Breed Collins in her sitting room in early November 2019. It shows myself on the left with two stalwarts of Clonakilty Macra, John O'Leary and Karen McCarthy. We are sprawled across Breed's sitting room floor, working furiously on the poster that was to become a popular attraction at the 2019 Queen of the Land Festival. As well as undertaking a 500-kilometre road trip to Tullamore, we also wanted to make the biggest poster possible to show our support for our friend and club member Laura. We believe that this photograph best represents Clonakilty Macra because it symbolises the support, goodwill, creativity, commitment and initiative that exists in our club. Supporting people is a key aspect of what we stand for in Clonakilty Macra, and for this reason, I think we would be worthy winners of Club of the Year 2020. We've done a lot for our local community down through the years and have provided a vital social outlet for young rural people too, supporting positive mental health and facilitating their personal development. We got to where we are today through our club's teamwork in helping support our local organisations such as Tidy Towns and Charlie Shops. We love giving back to our community, such as carol singing in nursing homes and providing stewards for local events. When a call for support comes in, we always do our best to recruit volunteers, and that is the club we are. Our club is a family of friends, and we love organising social events together, playing games, attending quizzes, drinking copious amounts of tea, which are needed for all the chats. We are there for one another by sending encouraging messages, giving a hug, and being on the end of the phone. We can all relate to being that uncomfortable feeling when you step into a room full of strangers as a new Macra member. But I remember the day I met Clonakilty Macra, I was a blow-in, but they reached out to me with a friendly smile and put me at ease straight away. And very soon I felt part of the family, a home away from home. The people at the heart of Clonakilty Macra are some of the most generous, kind-hearted and charitable individuals I know. We never give up, and our pride and determination sets us apart from the rest. And this is why I think we should win Club of the Year 2020. Thank you very much.
Thanks a million, Ciara. And now we're going to move on to Dunamore, and Rachel Kelleher is going to speak on their behalf.
Hello everyone, my name is Rachel Kelleher and I'm here to speak to you on behalf of my fantastic club Dunamore Macra. We are a club of 108 active and enthusiastic members located in the Muskerry region. The past year has been another successful and enjoyable one for us, and the club continues to grow from strength to strength. Dunamore is a place for everyone, no matter where you are from or what your interests are. From weekly sports nights to entering competitions to club nights out, we have something for everyone. We are a sociable bunch and are always up for a night out or an opportunity to support other clubs. Dunamore Macra is a club that thrives due to the hard work and commitment of our members. And because of this, we are able to host multiple events, including our Ag Talk on all things New Zealand. And as a gesture and thanks to our members, we subsidise club gear and activities, including our trip, paintballing and go-karting. We wouldn't be the club we are today without the support of our community. And as a result, we take every opportunity to give back. Throughout the year, we did so by volunteering at local events such as the Dunamore Carnival and the Parish Clean-up. One of the highlights of our year was our annual Christmas coffee morning, where we raised €1,200 for Marymount Hospice and carried out a shoebox collection for Cork Penny Dinners. Our fundraising efforts didn't stop there, and when COVID hit, we went online and raised over €1,400 for Bernardo's. It has been a tough year for everyone, so we did everything to ensure members were able to stay and connect with each other. We did so by holding weekly quiz nights and Netflix parties. We took our members back outdoors at the first opportunity with our weekly sports nights and hill walks, which was a great relief for our members. The photograph on screen showcases the joy and support of Dunamore. We are a club that enjoys participating in everything, and over the years have gained friendships that will last a lifetime. We are a group that works together and cares for each other. As Mother Teresa said, none of us ever do great things, but we all do small things. And together we can do something wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks a million, Rachel. So we're going to stay in Cork and go down to Glanmire, and Seamus Reid is going to showcase what Glanmire, Macra and Ferma have been up to for the last 12 months.
Hello, I'm Seamus Reid, and I'm here to tell you why we, Glanmire Macra, deserve to win Club of the Year. Glanmire is situated 5 miles north of Cork City. We have 92 members this year, coming from every corner of the country, and some even further. This year started off like every other year. Then COVID swept across the country, but we kept going with club activity moving online. We have travelled the length and breadth of the country, from Derry and Donegal for question time and national bowling finals, Kerry for the men's and women's football finals. We had Dee for Blue Jeans, Gillian for Miss Macra. Community is something that we take great pride in. From our winter wood table quiz, plus our charity fundraiser due to COVID restrictions, with over €2,000 raised for various charities. We are well recognised in the community due to our regular appearance in local newspapers. With Glanmire being so close to Cork City, we still haven't forgot about agriculture, with over 20 members directly employed in the agri sector. We organised farm walks, had various entries in stock judging competitions, represented the region in the Know Your Ag final. Donal had the huge achievement of winning the national final in the welding. We also have 10 members who hold positions on the Shandoon committee. We took part in various public speaking competitions, with the highlight being Nicole getting to the national semi-final of the impromptu public speaking. We had entries in the NTC, plus entries in the virtual talent quest online. It is our aspiration and intention to pass this club on to the next generation in as good a position, if not better, than we received it. We would love to win Club of the Year for our past, present and future members. Our members are the lifeline of Glanmire Macra. Thanks very much.
Thanks a million, Seamus. So now we're going to go up to Hill 16 Club in Dublin, and Katrina Daly is going to give us an update on what they've been up to for the last year and why they should win.
Good evening all. Katrina Daly here, representing Hill 16 Dublin Macra and all its members who have grown this club since it was established in 2013. I'm delighted to have an opportunity to tell you more about our special club and why Hill 16 should win Club of the Year. The photo presented was taken around this time last year in Glendalough, and it symbolises the spirit and inclusiveness of our club. Last year, Hill 16 revived the walking club in Dublin Macra, with members of our neighbouring club, Treblor, also joining us on walks. As a city club, Hill 16 offers new arrivals to the capital a great opportunity to make new friends. Walks are organised on a monthly basis and are a break from the office for many of our members. The walks are a great way of attracting new members to our club, and we plan to grow the walking club even further in the years ahead. The health benefits of walking and the outdoors cannot be underestimated, especially at this time of continuing COVID restrictions. Social distance walks have been held in more recent times. The walks get people to realise their fitness levels and encourage them to work out for the next walk. Mental health benefits are tremendous. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank fellow committee members Christina O'Connell, Katrina Flynn and Eamon Line for their dedication over the year. And a big thank you to all our members for making it such a memorable year. A big thank you also to those involved in organising this year's Club of the Year competition. On a final note, we feel the chosen photo is a great representation of our club. The calmness of the lake and the protection of the surrounding hills perfectly depict what Hill 16 has to offer members during these difficult times. Gurv Mila Mahagwif Galair.
Thanks a million, Katrina. So now we're going to go down to Kenmare Macra down in Kerry, and Katie McCarthy is going to showcase why they should be chosen as Club of the Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Katie Mack and I am a proud member of Kenmare Macra. This is a photo of us which was taken in September 2019 after we had completed a bog run in the Eclipse Centre in Kenmare. This is an annual event for us which we organise at the start of each Macra year to bring new and old members together, to get to know each other, work together and most importantly, have fun. These cheesy grins on our mucky faces are a testament to that. At the beginning of the day, the instructor made us carry out team tasks to see how well we worked together. And as you can imagine, we aced it. It was no wonder we did, from organising numerous fundraisers over the years, such as our annual tractor run, which we held in aid of Jigsaw this year for the work they have done and continue to do in the Kenmare area. We have learned to work as a team to successfully run fundraisers with great help and support from our community, which is why we do our best to give back to our community every chance we get by doing our tractor pull and our puck fodder for different local organisations. From pulling each other through the mud, we grew closer. Lifelong friends were made, and these friendships were developed even further when we took part in various competitions such as capers. When we were practicing for capers, we gave many days and nights together. Practicing, and there was never a dull moment. And like that, to build more friendships, we encourage all members to participate in a range of activities to give everyone the opportunity to try something different, as there is a place for everyone here in Kenmare Macra, no matter who you are or what you do. A bog run is only successfully completed when members work together as a team. The word team stands for together, everyone achieves more. Not one of us got to the finish line alone. Fears were faced and conquered by the support of one another. Tears were shed and blood was lost, but most importantly, we had all achieved this together. Even when life gets tough, we're all here for one another. Even if it's just a quick call or a simple text, we're like family, and that's what our club means to us. We may not be the biggest club, but we have the biggest hearts. Mar Duran Shanukul, Nina Kakurla Kela, Gurv Mila Mahagut, O Kenmare Macra.
Thanks a million for that, Katie. So now we're going to move to Kilmallock, and Elaine Houlihan is going to give us a lowdown on what they've been up to and why they deserve to win Club of the Year.
Good evening, judges and fellow Macra members. My name is Elaine and I am a proud member of Kilmallock Macra. For this year's Club of the Year, when we asked our members what photo should we submit, the main thing our members wanted was to show who we are. So this is us. Yes, we are loud and proud, and you'll always know Kilmallock Macra are there. We wear our crest with pride. no matter where we go. We as a club have had so many achievements over the past few months, it's hard to know where to start. But throughout the year, we've taken part in all Macra has to offer: club training, social nights, travel, and nearly every competition out there. We've won numerous county titles, while having our first female team reach a national final for the first time in 15 years and promoting the 20 by 20 campaign Women in Sport. Our members decided back in a cold, dark January night, they wanted to push their boundaries and do something different with Macra. So we set out to do our biggest event, yes. On the 10th of April, yes, it was Good Friday, and yes, we were going to make it Great Friday. We had 20 brave members entering the ring to raise money for Make the Move. We had members taking part who weren't into sports but wanted to challenge themselves. We had the training done, the songs picked, and the gum shields ready. But COVID stopped us. But don't worry, we will fight again. We've had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, but nothing came more of a shock than losing our beloved HQ, the Golden Vale Bar, which was home to Kilmallock Macra for almost 40 years. Whatever the outcome of tonight is, we would like to dedicate our busy year and achievements to all at the Golden Vale Bar for being there for us no matter what. As Babe Ruth once said, the way a team plays as a whole determines its success. You may have the greatest bunch of individual stars in the world, but if you don't play together, the club isn't worth a dime. Without everybody working together in our club, we wouldn't be here tonight. Finally, I would like to wish all other clubs the very best of luck here tonight. Thank you.
Thanks a million for that, Elaine. So now we're going to go to Kilnalek, and Grania McPhillips is going to speak on their behalf.
Hi, I'm Grania McPhillips from Kilnalek Macra, and I'm going to explain how this photo sums up our club. This photo shows that we are a dynamic club that is active, growing and progressing all of the time. 2020 has not been without its challenges, but in Kilnalek Macra, we've ensured it was one of the best for our members. This photo shows growth and development. Our club has gone from strength to strength over the past year, and this is evident in our membership. New members are becoming active and taking up committee roles. Our club is always developing, and we pride ourselves on this. More importantly, we pride ourselves on developing new skills and talents among our members and growing the future leaders of our club, county and organisation. This photo shows how we are a dynamic club that adapts to change. We as a club participated in all the 6 key areas of Macra na Feirme this year. We competed in competitions from all of these areas and reached the All-Ireland in more than one. This year, we also won our first ever All-Ireland title in the indoor soccer competition. How we engage with these 6 key areas changed drastically due to COVID-19. We had to adapt and change how we did things. We moved online, where we met, competed, and we were one of the first clubs to bring our members on a virtual farm walk, where we learned how to shoe a horse. This photo also shows how, as a club, we are diverse and inclusive. In 2018, we were awarded the Cathaoirleach Award for Social Inclusion. We are a key organisation in our local community for young people. We made a special effort this year throughout lockdown to engage with our members to keep them active during difficult and lonely times. Finally, as you can see in this photo, everyone is wearing our club colours, even our mascot Pius. Our club colours and gear make us recognisable in our community. We are now a well-known group in our community where we help out with local community initiatives and donate to local charities through fundraisers. Moreover, these colours show we are a team. We are a team who support and encourage each other always. We are a team who work together, and due to this, we are a strong, social, inclusive and thriving club. None of this would be possible without the hard work of our members, their commitment and dedication. Due to this, we feel we deserve to win Club of the Year 2020. Thank you.
Thanks, William, Grania. So now we're going to go to Mount Mellick, and Jen Dooley is going to showcase why she believes their club should win Club of the Year.
Hello, thank you. We are honoured to be representing our great club and local community. We choose this picture to represent us as we believe it reflects the regard with which our club is held within our local community. It was taken at our hall at our AGM in 2019, where our club mentor Larry celebrated his 50th AGM. Past and present members came together to celebrate the event. This photo shows that once you're a member of our club, you're always welcomed back, and your guidance is often sought. We are friends and family. We had an action-packed year. We hit the ground running with a new members' night and an annual table quiz. Both events exceeded our expectations. We staged a 3-act comedy drama, our first in over 20 years, with €1,600 going to charity. Our 22nd annual pantomime took the stage in February, always a firm favourite in our town as well. Social nights after our monthly meetings are a permanent fixture in our club's calendar. We had a club dinner and our 12 pubs at Christmas where we support our local businesses. We're an inclusive club and we take into account our members' interests. We've travelled in numbers to the County Comedy Night, Belfast for the Farmers' Bash, ice skating in Mullingar and a Halloween scare night in Dublin. We held cinema nights in our hall and virtual quizzes and even attempted a couch to 5K, which was a new initiative for our club. We fit all of this in while taking part in and hosting a wide variety of Macra competitions from stock judging, indoor soccer and virtual talent quest. We remain at the heart of our local community. Our hall is rented to local groups and given free of charge to charities. We also attended various charity table quizzes and helped out the Tidy Towns. We collected for the Christmas lights and assisted with the Tree of Remembrance. This past year has forced us to be innovative and creative. We took to Zoom where we couldn't meet in person. It encouraged us to remain confident in our abilities as a club. We won't forget this year for a long time, but we also won't forget the strength, resilience and motivation it took for us to push forward in these very uncertain times. We are Mount Mellick Macra, where adventures don't have an end. Someone always has to carry on the story. Thanks very much.
Thanks a million, Jen. Now we're going to move to Tullow Macra na Ferma, and Paddy Jordan is going to speak on their behalf.
Thank you. In 1946, the world economy was still suffering the after effects of the Second World War. Emigration was an integral part of Irish society, and in the rural town of Tullow, a group of young farmers came together and set up Tullow Macra na Ferma. Much has changed over the past 74 years, but one tradition remains as strong as ever, and that is the support and friendship we give to our members, which is demonstrated in the picture you can see in your screens. Over the past year as club chairperson, I saw numerous examples of this, from celebrating great triumphs at personality competitions to supporting a member who's going through a very difficult period, to the members' absolute commitment to keeping the club going during COVID. Just like the sacrifices we make for our fellow members, in the taking of this photograph, a pair of trousers were also sacrificed. The judging panel is probably wondering at this stage, why should we award Tullow Macra na Ferma the Club of the Year title over the other 14 clubs in the competition? Because the friends you make in Tullow Macra na Ferma will not only last you for your time in the organisation, but for a lifetime afterwards. And if there's a quote that illustrates this point, it would be, "A strong friendship doesn't need daily conversation or being together. As long as the friendship stays in the heart, true friends are never apart." Thank you very much.
Thanks a million, Patrick. So now I'd like to just thank all of the speakers. The judges now have a very tough decision to make. They will now go to deliberate, and there will be 4 awards given tonight. The overall 2020 Club of the Year. We'll also have 2 joint runner-ups and the Judges Award for the Best Emerging Club of 2020. So next up, I would like to just introduce our 12 best new member candidates. So they're going to be shown on your screen. So the first best new member finalist is Amanda O'Sullivan from Bantier in Avondhu. So I'm going to give you a background on all of the 12 best new club members. So Amanda was chosen to represent Avondhu in the Miss Macra competition. She also compiled a set dancing team and trained them to compete in the regional round of NTC. This team were lucky enough to be successful in the region before COVID hit and stopped them in their way. An interesting or fun fact about Amanda is her dedication to Bantier Macra went as far as her cancelling a holiday to compete in a competition representing Bantier Macra. So best of luck, Amanda. The second best new member is Aoife O'Connor. So Aoife is from Fremont Macra na Ferma in Avondhu. She won Best Female in the county semi-final and All-Ireland final of Capers in 2020, as well as her scooping a 3rd place overall with the club on the night. Fun fact is Aoife loves fashion and makeup and was the obvious choice to do the Capers Cruise stage makeup. Her phrase was, "You can never have too much bronzer," and this became an inside joke after she ended up chasing the boys with a bronzer brush around before they went on stage. They eventually had to give in to her and may have ended up looking like they'd spent a week in Spain. There's no business like show business, eh? And apparently never too much bronzer either. So the third best new member finalist is Conor Walsh. Conor is from Castlebar at Macra na Ferma in Mayo. So Conor has been the club PRO for the past year, and he's also set up a new Instagram and TikTok account for the club. A fun fact about Conor is he is mad about cars and could talk about them all day. He's also good with technology and has proven this as a member. And he is one of the most caring friends you could ever ask for. He doesn't believe there is life outside of Macra. Our fourth best new member finalist is Elaine Black. She's from the Hill 16 Club in Dublin, and Elaine was selected as the Dublin representative for the November 2020 Queen of the Land Festival. Elaine has volunteered with Hill 16 charity partner Hughes House, and a fun fact about Elaine is one of her relatives helped set up the Guinness factories all over the world, including Jamaica. Our fifth best new member finalist is Ellen Farnan from Athboy Macra na Ferma in Meath. She has recently taken on County Secretary at the latest AGM. Ellen has competed in Talent Quest solo instrumental and impromptu debating at national level. And just a fun fact about Ellen is that she has been farming since she was 8 years of age when her first heifer was given to her. She now has purebred Charolais cattle, and she won a Miss Fun Size award at a Strictly Come Dancing competition for her 5-foot moves on the dance floor. So our sixth finalist for the best new member is Emma Weston. Emma is part of Portlaoise Macra na Ferma in County Laois. At county level, Emma was elected onto the Laois Macra County Executive, and she was also one of the sport and social officers and has already started to form plans for the coming year ahead. A fun fact about Emma was that she had both broken and captured hearts within the club during her short but eventful time. Liam O'Donnell is our seventh best new member from Carrigallen in County Leitrim. Liam has took on the role of club treasurer and county YFDA secretary. One of the main officers behind the initiative temporarily on hold with Carrigallen Tidy Towns for the development of a hedgerow and park benches beside the lake in Carrigallen. A fun fact about Liam is that fact I find funny is that his hangover food is grapes, and not a food a lot of us would reach for, but one that he certainly helps him with a hangover. Our eighth best new club member is Melissa Kelly. Melissa is from South Roscommon, Macra na Ferma, in County Roscommon. Melissa represented Roscommon in the Blue Jeans Festival in 2019 and absolutely loved it. Roscommon Macra timekeeping has improved due to Melissa's idea for meetings to actually start on time, which isn't common in Macra na Ferma. And a fun fact about Melissa is Melissa breeds her own horses and has a great love for horses. She enjoys grooming dogs as well. She used to have her own chickens, and she's a fantastic singer and always up for a sing-song. Hashtag the Fields of Athenroy. Our ninth best new club member finalist is Mairead Lean from Causeway Macra na Ferma in County Kerry. She's currently the club secretary and was awarded the Kerry Blue Jeans County Queen title this year. She has been involved with the Couch to 5K initiative, which is helping to organise 6 weeks beginner jiving courses as well, and presented a cheque to Down Syndrome Kerry with the proceeds raised from the run. A fun fact about Mairead is that she's a big tea drinker. So we're now going to move to the 10th best new club member finalist. That's Patrick Horgan. He's from Moyalty, Macra na Ferma in County Meath. Patrick hosted a virtual farm walk on his dairy farm during COVID. He's the club secretary, County Young Farmer Development Chairperson Secretary. And a fun fact about him is he's an Irish speaker, he plays the harp and enjoys long walks on the milking platform. Our 11th best new member finalist is Patrick Walton. Patrick is from Callan, Mochra na Ferma in County Kilkenny. He's the assistant treasurer for the club, but he was also involved with our Capers production and their drama production, their ballad production group, and many of the sports teams at county and national level throughout the last year with Callan, Mochra na Ferma. A fun fact about Patrick is a Mochra baby, as his parents actually met through Mochra na Ferma. Mochra is in his blood, so it's no wonder that he is Callan Mochra's best new member. And the 12th best new member finalist for 2020 is Rebecca Collins. Rebecca is from Fermoy, Mochra na Ferma in Avondhu in County Cork. Rebecca was the Blue Jeans County Queen, Avondhu representative, and her role of Avondhu Mochra na Ferma Development Officer. Rebecca also contacted all of its members when COVID-19 hit Ireland, organised for the club to assist elderly and vulnerable people in their community, and was in close contact with the Fermoy Forum to work with them and offer their own services from their club. A fun fact about Rebecca was that she was part of the backstage crew for Capers in January in 2019, and she kept the whole crew organised and in check. Unfortunately, we did not make it to the semi-finals, but Rebecca maintains that Fermoy Mochra won Best Backstage Crew and has been christened Backstage Becky. So I'd like to just wish all the best new members huge congratulations for getting to be representing your clubs and your county, and well done to all. So the winner of the best new member for 2020 will be awarded a brand new iPad. So just before we go to the results, we have a quick message from two very special guests. Some of you may be familiar with their podcast or even their latest TV show, but the two Johnnies have a really important message for all of the clubs and the best new members that were nominated for this year's awards for 2020.
Hello, I'm Johnny B.
And I'm Johnny Smacks.
And that makes us the two Johnnies. And look, we want to say, or this is the national finals of Club of the Year. Big deal, Johnny.
It's a big deal, man. Now, normally they'd be at the old rally, you know, in October, the October weekend. And I heard what goes on at that rally.
What goes on?
By jeez, I tell you one thing.
At that rally?
If I ever have a son or daughter, they will not be fucking joining my... I hear it's a riding, drinking, fucking... I heard there was lads driving through the hotel on a tractor.
That's just on the way down.
Yeah. Jesus, wait till they get down there.
No,
we are massive fans of Mochra though, aren't we, John?
Yes, we couldn't get in with no ID, but we'd love to.
Yeah.
Didn't have the credentials. Okay, best new member is this category. We want to wish you all the best of luck. Someday, we're going to run for this category ourselves.
Yeah, we want to join Mochra. We'll see you soon. When this corona's over, we're having a big massive party. Us and Mochra.
Well, best of luck to whoever is going to be crowned best new member.
That was a brilliant message from the two Johnnies there. So I'm not too sure if the judges have judges aren't back with us yet. So their decision obviously hasn't been made. But I'm just going to go back to our president, Thomas, just for a few more words. And Thomas, what do you think of this year's contenders for Club of the Year? Like, weren't they fantastic?
They were, and I suppose the really kind of important bit is that it shows the diversity across the entire range. We have very urban clubs, we have very rural clubs, we have some very small but very dedicated clubs that are doing a lot in their community, to some of our largest clubs who are participating this year. And I suppose that really shows that Mochra has such a flexibility and such an ability to provide for people in a lot of different situations. That is something that we kind of see when we travel across the entire country. We have some very, I suppose, some very agricultural focused. We have clubs that are very sports focused. We have clubs that are very performing arts focused. We have clubs that are very involved in our rural youth, and other clubs that are very involved in our policy side of things. And I suppose that's great because it means that so many people can find a place in the organization for them that suits them, Jamie.
Absolutely. I thought it was a fantastic showcase of the variety of, be it being involved in competitions, being involved in performing arts, being involved in sports. It was absolutely brilliant. So I thought it was fantastic. And look, I think the judges have such a tough decision on their hands choosing the club of the year. But I'd like to go to the best new members as well. I suppose this is a really important category as well, because a lot of people put themselves out there and join a club and get really involved. And I think it's a fantastic way of celebrating maybe what they have done in the last year since joining Macra na Feirme.
Yeah, and like I don't think anyone would deny the last year has been a big challenge for a lot of people, especially kind of coming into a club. And what we really see across the board from the best new members is a lot of them have really dived straight in. I was on a call recently and we were talking about, you know, the struggles of students. This is a difficult time for a lot of people in terms of the normal interactions. Like even let's be honest, a lot of Macra is that cup of tea after the meeting. We can't have that. But at the same time, a lot of clubs are doing a huge amount to try and reach out. They're engaging, they're doing the Zoom quizzes, they're doing the watch parties, and I suppose that is helping people. And then, as we saw ourselves there, you know, when there was the opportunity to get outdoors and to do those socially distanced activity, a huge amount of that happened, Jamie. Like, it was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. I climbed Croagh Patrick for the first time in a while with one of the counties, with two of the counties actually. I have to say, it definitely has not gotten easier, or it's possible the curse of the presidency has put a few more pounds on me, which I was warned about. I'm personally thinking that it's just because the walk is more difficult now. That's my line, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think it's fantastic, as you showcased there, and as a lot of the new best members have showcased. I suppose it's trying to think outside of the box and trying to come up with new and interesting ways to get people engaged. And look, we can obviously now more than ever organize activities outdoors, and even organize activities online. It's just thinking of new and innovative ways to just engage with people, make sure everybody's okay. And look, we highlighted, it was highlighted throughout a lot of the clubs and best new members, how it's really important to stay engaged with each other. Would you have any advice for anybody going forward now that we're looking at a good few more weeks and months of, I suppose, the unsureness of when we will be able to see each other again, I suppose, as well?
Yeah, I think the next 6 weeks will be very, very difficult for a lot of people, because their support group, I suppose, has in many ways disappeared. But importantly, those people are still there and they still want to give a hand. I think that's one of the great things about Macra na Feirme. Even we talk about, the two Johnnies summed up the rally there fairly well. But at the same time, the one thing that we always notice at the rally, no matter, I suppose, when we used to go to events, the first night there'd be a huge amount of work being put into security and things like that. And by night two, we'd realize, the hotels and stuff would realize actually Macra takes care of their own. So if anybody is having, is having any difficulty, or they're struggling, or they need to blow off a little bit of steam, that's always been what Macra has been really, really good about. And I suppose the important thing is to try and do as much of that as we can for the next couple of weeks virtually. So that reach out, that pick up the phone, that phone call, whatever Zoom meetings that you can have, to try and get people back in and back engaging. Now, it's difficult. It's difficult, James. There's no denying that. It's much more difficult. I think people maybe are reluctant to speak up in Zoom meetings. You don't have those side channel kind of conversations that you need to have. So I think it's important that really a lot of the officers and just the members in general, because like you were saying, a lot of those best new members are really driven people. Like, we see that in the list. They really, they took Macra with two hands and they said, I want to be involved in this organization. I want to show what we can do. And that's brilliant because they have done that. And that's why they've gotten through to the competition to this stage. But I suppose that thing of picking up the phone, because it really is, like, I'm a big fan of social media. It's great, it's wonderful, it's brilliant, but there's no replacement for picking up the phone, having a conversation with someone and, you know, parsing it out, having a wee chat, saying, do you know, how's your day going? My day is going, nah, it's not great today. And that really does help people come out.
No, absolutely. I think you really highlighted it there, how if anything, Machra does have that support group, and there's so many people there within your own club, you know, and just picking up the phone, even sending a text. If you're there for each other, it'll make the next couple of weeks go so much faster. And I'm sure at some stage in the near future, we'll be back to hopefully some form of normality. So yeah, no, absolutely. And I suppose going forward now, is there any new and interesting ways you've seen clubs dealing with, say, the lack of ability to meet up?
Yeah, I mean, the watch parties were something that were used in the first lockdown. I seen a couple had done movie clubs, and they were coming together. Either they would select something to watch on Netflix and have a conversation. I mean, that's something a lot of people tend to do. Myself and a friend of mine, during non-COVID times, we'd often be, you know, watching through a series, binge watching that. But instead of, I suppose, binge watching something on your own, you're binge watching with someone. You can discuss the latest episodes. You can discuss the movie. I think that's one of the great things that people can do. There's a couple of other kind of activities across the board that people were trying and people were doing, and we're very supportive. One of the great activities that we've seen there recently, and actually on the 13th of November, for anyone who's watching, we will be having our version of our national conference, which would normally have been held yesterday or today, and we would have normally farm walks. So we've seen some very good virtual farm walks have been done. Now, obviously, the difficulty with the new rules is that we have to make sure that people are maybe filming themselves. But I mean, everybody is doing something interesting. So like as far as the YFDG groups go, the young farmers groups go, taking the time to maybe whip out the phone. I think a lot of people, we have a lot of great speakers, Jamie, in the organisation, absolutely fantastic people that are able to ad-lib really, really well. I mean, I was asked there yesterday, actually, what my favourite competition in Machra na Firma is. I have to say, overwhelmingly, it's the impromptu public speaking, because I think it gives people that skill and that ability. The only thing we need to do now maybe is, you know, take the phone, flick on to selfie mode, do a quick record of what you're doing for your day or any sort of activity. Because the one thing that we see, regardless of whether you're working or whether you're in a farming environment, showing people really what is happening in rural Ireland is a really important thing that we do. Now, a lot of people talking about rural Ireland who are not from rural Ireland, who don't understand rural Ireland. They don't understand farming, and they're commenting on it. So that ability would be absolutely something brilliant. It can be nerve-wracking, but again, like, we see huge engagement. Like, there aren't people out there just waiting to bombard you with negative comments. They want to talk to you. They want to see what you're doing in your day-to-day.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. And I think if we, as you said, there's just loads of different ways that we can think outside the box and just make sure that we do get through the next couple of weeks, because look, it's a tough time for everybody, but I think just making sure that the supports are there and that everybody knows that it's literally pick up the phone, give you a call, and just see how your day's getting on. Or as you said, even talking about rural Ireland, and look, how people don't understand, a lot of people don't really know the difficulties that do happen in rural Ireland, because they're making decisions that isn't happening. They're not in rural Ireland to see the challenges that are being faced. Yeah, and is there anything else you'd like to add there, Thomas?
No, I suppose I reiterate what I said there before at the very beginning, the importance of not being afraid to reach out if you are having a bit of difficulty, because I know I'm making it sound like, oh, you know, it's great, there's loads of opportunity, but we are aware that, you know, people will struggle. It's a completely normal, I've heard a lot of people having this conversation, it's a completely normal thing to struggle at the moment. And I suppose if people do find themselves in need of something maybe a little bit more than just the friendly conversation of another member, we do have that service, Turn to Me, that we can provide, or that provide counsellor assistance if you are finding that, you know, you are getting it a little bit more difficult. And I think one of the great things that I know, we're in the middle of the Rural Youth Mental Health Month. They've done some fantastic videos, some webinars there. Rory Stories was one of the recent ones, and all about, you know, your mental and your physical well-being. And I suppose that is very, very important. It is very easy at the moment to slip into very unhealthy habits, whether that be a lack of activity, whether that be eating junk food. I think we all have a greater opportunity. Personally, Jamie, one of my favorite things to do is to cook, which I didn't get a lot of opportunity to do until recently, again, because we were on the road so often. So it's nice to be able to return to that sort of thing, and you know, the opportunity there is to kind of experiment and do things, and again, share that experience with other people. Like, don't be afraid of saying, like, I remember when I went to college first, Jamie, one of my experiences was, I suppose, I'd never really cooked for myself, and my sister gave me two very good rules. Chicken shouldn't be seared through, and if it's burnt, it's probably cooked. And from that, I built an entire. Now, I cannot say that I'm a Michelin chef. I'm nothing like it, but I do enjoy it. And it's all about finding those things that we can do, and not focusing on what we can't do, because we can't do a lot. We can't travel, we can't do this. Right, okay, put those to the side. What can we do? We can still enjoy our countryside. We can still go for walks. We can still experience this. We can still talk to our family. And in a lot of cases where we're living together, we can support our family through this difficult time. We can still pick up the phone. We can still have those chats. As Zoom meetings, you can have those. You still have, I mean, we've never been at a better time for the, I suppose, media consumption ever. There's so much to learn and read. And I think having a very structured approach to this approach, it would be very, very important, and making plans for these 6 weeks as to where you want to do and or what you want to do and where you want to go. So I suppose, Jamie, you've thrown a load of questions at me. I'm going to throw a couple of questions at you.
Okay.
I suppose, how did you find the experience of being an escort?
In
the Rose of Tralee, obviously, just to be clear.
Yeah, no, I absolutely loved it. It was a fantastic experience. I mean, yeah, it was in 2019. I applied for it and it was brilliant. I suppose I was lucky afterwards that I was able to participate in so many different events related to the Rose of Tralee from 2019, from September on. We travelled to a lot of different countries and counties even around Ireland. You make, like Macra na Feirmean, you make friends for life. You get to know people from all over Ireland, all over the world, and you get to travel a lot. We went to Frankfurt to the Christmas markets, and I actually performed over there as well. I was Irish dancing, and yeah, I suppose that's one of the main things that I would do with the club as well in Carrigaline is I danced at the at Caples this year, and I suppose, look, that's the one thing as well that's I found them very similar in the way that I suppose I'd represented Carrigaline as Mr. P last year in Shandoon, and look, you meet people from all over the country, as I said, and there's just such a good atmosphere and buzz related to it. So no, it was fantastic. I suppose as well, unfortunately, it didn't go ahead this year. I was supposed to go back again along with 31 other escorts who were going to be chosen, along with the 32 roses who were going to be chosen to represent their counties or countries. But unfortunately, as with a lot of other things like the rally that should be on this weekend, it was pushed back to next year. But look, I mean, once everybody is safe and healthy, that's the main thing. So yeah, no, it's been fantastic, and yeah, I look forward to next year hopefully, and being able to participate in it again.
Yeah, and of course the Germans are famously huge fans of a lot of our Irish tradition. I think the entire West Coast is full of German tourists in a normal year. But yeah, no, certainly that sounds absolutely fantastic. I have to say, Frankfurt isn't a city I've got to visit yet. I have to, the great thing about Macra is, I suppose I remember discussing once that I think it was 19 years of age in college. It was like, oh yeah, we're going off to Brussels to lobby MEPs, and they're like, why are you doing that? I was like, yeah, Macra. Do you know, and that's the thing, like it spreads so widely. So I suppose you got to meet Dahi, did you?
Yeah, I did, of course. Yeah, down in Tralee. Yeah, so I would know Dahi and all his family. They're from back. From Dingle, County Kerry, but part of Carrigaline Mocker down in Cork. So I would know him quite well and know because we're from the same area. Yeah, obviously got to meet him down in Tralee. So yeah, no, it's brilliant. It is a fantastic experience, and look, I would recommend for anybody who's interested in going for either a role to meet new people and to get to make friends for life from all over the country and all over the world, like-minded people who are, I suppose, interested in just being involved in different, like an event. But I'd even recommend for any of the girls as well who would be interested, obviously representing their county in Ireland, it would be a fantastic opportunity for them. So yeah, I definitely recommend for them to go for it.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like the experience, both as you were saying, of the Mr. P, but also the escorts at Queen of the Land, Miss Mockra and Blue Jeans. That they're fantastic. And obviously, unfortunately, this year we won't be able to participate in the Northwest Kings and Queens as well, and we won't be able to participate this year, which is obviously a huge blow both to them, but to us as an organisation. I mean, those weekends are so important. They're brilliant. You get the opportunity to meet people from all around the country. You get the opportunity, I suppose, to interact culturally, because certainly one of the things that we've noticed is you don't really realize it, but I suppose there is a very huge variation in culture. One of the things that I was always surprised by with some of our southern members, and you know this well, Jamie, the sing songs. I don't think it's not something that normally features, I have to say, in Cavan, but there hasn't been many Mockra events where some of the members from Cork or Limerick or Kerry indeed don't pitch up a couple of songs and keep us entertained for the night. So I suppose that's something that you don't notice the water till the well run dry, and I suppose we don't notice that how much those weekends really do pep up your step and kind of break up the year for you. So it is, look, but again, that's the kind of the focus on things that we can do, again, on trying to engage with people and trying to be involved, as we say, because I know many of those have put together kind of programs and to mark the occasion, and obviously we can't have what we would normally have, but we are trying to transition, and a number of our I suppose our quizzes and our competitions this year have transitioned. We had our online talent competition there at the start of the last lockdown, and I know the team behind the scenes, I don't want to let anything slip now, but I know the team behind the scenes are working on a number of different elements, both the competitions committee but also the national office, to try and give a program of activity to everyone to try and I suppose give them something to do over the next 6 weeks. We certainly seen a great success, I have to say, when I was down at the Puck Fada, and as a Cavan man, I had to have the term Puck Fada explained to me. Jamie, you know that, probably far more familiar with such a topic, but certainly it was absolutely brilliant. We had a great turnout that day, and it was just an example of, I suppose, outside the box thinking that was successful, and we've seen the same thing transition with a couple of our other main competitions. We had our Know Your Ag last night. We had our question time prior to that, and I suppose obviously a bit more challenging doing an online football competition, but maybe we'll figure out. I mean, if there's any members out there who are watching today and are interested in the esports, if they want to get onto us, I know we've got a few guys who are into their Halo, and I'd embarrass myself if I actually went any further with that, because I know nothing about video games, I have to say, Jamie. But I suppose if you wanted to, how did you get to do some of the set dancing? I mean, have you been doing that all your life? Or sorry, not set, the Irish dancing, the traditional dancing.
Yeah, I would have started Irish dancing when I was 5 or 6. Used to compete. Like competitively, and I'd have competitions all over Ireland from when I was 5 up until, I'd say, I stopped competing when I was 15. I performed in Sheen Satira at the National Folk Theatre in Tralee for the last 20 years, every summer. So I suppose through that experience as well, being on stage, and also the competitive nature of Irish dancing, I then was able to use it again last year when we competed in capers. I suppose able to bring that element to it, and we managed to put some performance together. So it was really enjoyable, and that's what I love about, I suppose, the majority of the Macra events, is that there's such a variety of different events that Macra offers, that you'll always find something that you're interested in. Your interests will always be, your boundaries will always be pushed, and you'll be challenged, which is great. And I suppose if you're prepared to be involved in, I suppose, a variety of things, you'll certainly be entered into the competition by your club, because if you even show any element of possibility that you will participate, then your name will be put in without you even knowing. And I suppose that's the great thing about it. And look, going forward, as you said, it'll be brilliant to see the different events that are being molded to suit the current situation we have, and also giving people the opportunity to participate in these events still is really important, because it gives them an aim, or it gives them something to work towards, which I think is a brilliant part of all of the competitions that Macra do carry out on a yearly basis, be it public speaking to sports to performing arts. And a lot of them can be, as you said, molded to some form of online competition. But I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. But it's great to hear as well, Thomas, that there will be a few events coming up in the pipeline that will be molded to an online kind of.
Yeah, and it's not just if you show any level of talent or interest in a subject. I know for a caper show, I somehow ended up singing, and anyone who has ever heard the misfortune that is my singing voice will know that certainly you don't need to have talent to encourage it. I think Lisa has just returned with I think we have white smoke, Jamie. So I'll hand back over to you.
Yeah, brilliant.
Thanks very much.
Thanks a million, Thomas. So what I'm going to do is I'll actually go back over just a list of all of the clubs that were nominated as finalists for the Club of the Year. So just to remind everyone that we have Ahana Club Macra na Feirme, at Boy Macra na Feirme, Callan Macra na Feirme, Carrigallen Macra na Feirme, Castlebar Macra na Feirme, Clonakilty Macra na Feirme, Dunamore Macra na Feirme, Glanmire Macra na Feirme. We had Hill 16 and Dublin Macra na Feirme, Kenmare Macra na Feirme, Kilmallock, and we had Kilnagleck Macra na Feirme, Mount Mellick Macra na Feirme, and also Tullow as well, Macra na Feirme. So as I said, huge congratulations to those clubs that have reached the final of Club of the Year. So I'm now just going to go through all of the 12 finalists again for best new members. So we had Amanda O'Sullivan, we had Aoife O'Connor, we had Connor Walsh, we had Elaine Black, Ellen Farnan was our 5th best new member finalist, Emma Weston, Liam O'Donnell, we had Melissa Kelly. Our 9th best new member finalist was Mairead Lean. We had Patrick Horgan. Our 11th best new member finalist was Patrick Walton. And then our final best new member finalist was Rebecca Collins. So the judges are back with their decisions. And just to remind you that I'm going to call now on Alison Holmes. So Alison is going to announce the best new member winner for 2020. So Alison, I'll pass it over to you.
Thanks very much, Jamie. Guys, Sean sends his apologies, but I speak for both of us when I congratulate all the members that we interviewed today. You've all clearly embraced everything that is Macra na Feirme and all it has to offer, even in this strange year that is 2020. Your enthusiasm was palpable, even over Zoom, and the level of leadership, initiative and ambition amongst you all is commendable. You are a credit to yourselves and your clubs. Again, well done to all of you, and I look forward to seeing where your future endeavours bring you in Mockra and outside of Mockra. However, we had to make a really tough decision. Competition was such a high standard. And the winner of the Best New Member Award goes to a member who demonstrated leadership, teamwork, adaptability, participation and personal development, has a clear vision for how they will impact on club development and integrating Mockra into the wider community across all age groups. So without further ado, I would like to congratulate Aoife O'Connor as 2020 Best New Member.
That's fantastic. So well done to Aoife O'Connor. Thanks so much for that, Alison. So I'll just ask Aoife if I'm going to ask the club, the 4 finalists as well, just to hold back at the end so that we can get some pictures, if that's possible. So I'm going to pass over now to James Healy. He's going to announce the winners. So you have a few to announce, James. So I'll pass it over to you there.
Thank you very much, Jamie, and thank you very much for the role you've played in making tonight as exciting as possible for the clubs. I hope you've been building suspense there for the last 20 minutes. Just before I announce the placings for tonight, I think on behalf of myself and all of the judges at the various parts of the competition, and I think you have to say the clubs have gone through a very rigorous process in Club of the Year this year. I have to say that the talent within Mockra, the pride, the passion, the sense of community, all of the best things that you want to see from Mockra clubs were present at all stages of the competition this year. I think all of those that made it to this stage of the competition should be extremely proud of their clubs. Should be extremely proud of themselves for showing the talent and getting across to the judges at all stages what their club was all about and the brilliant years that they had. I think at various stages we've been looking for different things. The video this year was a new element to the competition, which actually I think while it has come about through adjusting to COVID, is actually something that I think can really benefit the organisation and can really benefit the competition, because it allows clubs the opportunity to show the best of themselves over 5 minutes, and it's actually going to be a fantastic PR tool for the organisation. 5 minutes to sell your club, to sell Mockra, and to show everyone in rural Ireland why they should be a part of Mockra na Farma. So I think all I can say is that to everybody, congratulations on reaching this stage. And again, just to say that I suppose, like Alison, we had to make some hard decisions. We had 2 categories tonight. We had Most Improved Club and we had Club of the Year. So I'll announce Most Improved Club first. And the winners of Most Improved Club for this year are Tullow Mockra. Give them a small round of applause. So in Club of the Year then, we have joint runners-up, and our joint runners-up for Club of the Year are Kinmare Mockra and Kilmallock Mockra. And finally, our winners this year for Club of the Year 2020 are Callan Mockra. So well done to all those clubs. They showed the best of what Mockra is about, and we were from the judges at all stages, we were delighted to be a part of the competition. So back to you, Jamie. Thank you very much.
That's brilliant. Thanks so much, James. So again, congratulations to the 3 clubs and the best new member that were announced there. I just would like to thank everybody. Firstly, our judges who didn't have an easy decision to make tonight. So thanks to all of the judges, and they had a hard decision, of course. Then I'd like to thank the competitors, all of the clubs that were involved, and also all the best new members that were involved. Just like to congratulate the clubs that did win and the best new member, of course. And I just ask that our 4 winners, if you would just hold back so that we can just take a few pictures, and that's it from me. So again, thank you to everybody who has joined in, and looking forward to hopefully this being in person in 2021. Gur míle maith agaibh agus slán.